Hey, what's up? I'm Chip. This is Carlos. Collectively, we play in a band called Grounds Crew, and in a couple minutes here, we're going to debut worldwide our brand new song and video called Made It Out Alive. And you can check it out wherever you listen to music and on YouTube and on our Facebook and our Instagram and just all over the internet. So I'm really excited for you guys to see this song, and let's do it.
Hey, it's Chris with Picks and Sticks Music Studio. And if you're new to this channel, we're an all things music channel. We like to support our local artists and bands. And tonight we have the Grounds Crew with us, and I'm excited. They got a new single coming out, and that's why they're here. We're going to be talking about that. And let's get started with them. I'm going to unmute them and bring them in. What's up, guys?
How you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, it's been a little while. So this is the second interview with them, and they got a new single coming out. We're going to talk about that and some other big stuff. And we're not live tonight, obviously, so there's no live chat or anything like that. But yeah. So how you guys been?
I've been all right. We've been honestly, we've been writing a lot and working on what's going to be our fourth studio album. And this guy, in his free time, got married. So congrats for Carlos. Carlos and Laura, people.
I totally forgot about that. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
I'm proud of him.
Yeah, that just happened a couple weeks ago. It was awesome.
It was like last week, wasn't it?
It's I mean, this Saturday be 2 weeks.
Wow.
It's been a week and a half. I can't believe it. But it's been awesome. Yeah. I think we've been pretty busy. I'd say. I mean, we've mostly been taking all the music that we've written over the last year and beginning to put it onto record. So we've sprinkled out some of the songs, but right now we have a bunch of them ready to go, cooking up right now. So I think that right now this one coming out is the second of this new batch.
This is we put out a single about like a month and a half ago or something. About that long ago, maybe about 2 months, called Nice Knowing You. And this one is called Made It Out Alive. And both of these songs are going to be on an album that's going to come out. Realistically, we're thinking probably close to next spring. And it's going to be called Awake and Unafraid. And so this song that we're about to talk about and the video that we're about to look at is for the second song from that album that we released. So there you go. We've been writing a bunch and we've been rehearsing a bunch, and we got a new drummer and he's kicking ass and we're learning all sorts of things, and it's just firing on all cylinders. It's going great.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, let's talk about this new song. So what was the inspiration behind it and everything?
So Made It Out Alive, even though it's coming out on September 28th, the way that we kind of, whether it's by design or by accident or whatever, our formula seems to be, we'll have a demo, and then by the time we've learned it and recorded it, it seems it's between about 6 months and a year. So I wrote this song last summer. I know it's September right now, but not this past summer, the summer before. And it's just now seeing the light of day. But Made It Out Alive, I've had a couple people, because we've been playing it at shows, our last couple shows recently, and the people that follow us have noticed that there's a new song in the set. And they've asked me if it is basically our COVID song. And the answer to that is absolutely not. This song has nothing to do with COVID. It's not, I made it out alive from quarantine. We did, but it's more so, we had personally as a group, and then personally on our own through the last maybe year or two, we've all had to say our fair shares of goodbyes to some people. Like I said, personally or as a group, whatever. And so Made It Out Alive is just kind of about, we got through it. You had people in your life that aren't in your life anymore, but they were in your life for a reason, and you learned something from that experience. And thank God we made it out alive. So for me, the song is just kind of about moving on and growing from experiences that you've had, Whereas compared to some of our other songs, they're more so like breakup songs or like "You Hurt Me" or whatever, or anything. But this song, honestly, I was thinking about this earlier. "Made It Out Alive" is basically a celebration of getting through something that made you better, whether it's as a person or as a musician or a performer or in your job or whatever. So, "Made It Out Alive" to me is about celebrating getting through adversity, honestly. So, what do you have to say?
I mean, I think it could. I think for various people that could mean a lot of different things. I think that's primarily what's going to come to mind is a tough situation you made it through, or
Sure.
a relationship you made it through. But I think
So,
I think it's broad enough that it can apply to a lot of different situations. I mean, we said it doesn't apply to COVID, but I mean, hey,
it could.
if you had a tough time with that, you got really sick, you know, or you had relatives or something really bad happened to you, then and you came through on the other side and able to persevere, whether it's through tragedy or through you know, your own perseverance, you could still you know, probably relate to the feel of the song. It's very like, you know, cathartic a little bit if you sing along to it. So
it's a great point that he just made about like it could be about COVID. Just because I said it's not about COVID, I personally like, because I mean, with all of our songs that are like breakup songs and whatever, I try to write them vague enough that like I relate to it from the experience that I'm writing from, but also at the same time, someone else entirely outside of it, you know, could relate to it in a different way. And for someone, it could be about COVID, or it could be about an abusive relationship, or maybe a job that you weren't happy at, or any of those things. So,
Right.
"Made It Alive" could mean, like Carlos said, that was a great point, brother. It could mean so many things.
Right.
So,
And so this is the first song you've ever played drums on, right?
yeah, I actually, so I demo the majority of our songs on my own, and I have actually an electronic drum kit right here. But for this song, I went down and I just, for whatever reason, it ended up working out to where I got behind the kit and we just pressed record and I nailed it and we got it done. And it was, you know, the first and probably one of the few on this album. There's not going to be a ton, but I played the drums on this song. We went down to Greg Washington, the drummer from the Relics, has his own studio that he teaches lessons and stuff out of, and I think the Relics have recorded some of their stuff there. I might be wrong, so if I'm mistaken, I'm sorry. But he has a really nice studio that he does lessons in, and I went down, recorded the actual drums with him in downtown Atlanta, and then we just mixed it from there. But everything else that we've ever released ever, it's either been Ricky or Sean on the drums, but this will be technically, as the lead singer, my drum debut on a streaming song. So
Nice.
But Brandon, our current drummer and hopefully permanent drummer, if it's up to me, he kicked ass on this song. He listened to it like a million times before this video shoot, so that he could play the part like note for note, and it would, you know, it would match up. So I recorded the drums on it, but Brandon is in the video, and he learned the part and nailed it. And selfishly, it was a lot of fun to get behind a drum kit that had microphones on it and press record. So
Awesome.
as someone who was in drumline in high school, it was a fun experience. So
Nice.
So we shot the video for "I Made It Out Alive" with Jamar McCrae, and you can find him on social media as Mr. Schmazoo. I might be saying it wrong, but it's like it's Mr. Schmazoo, and SHAMOOZOO.
Yeah,
Schmazoo. It was Mr. Schmazoo.
no, but he did a fantastic job. He was great. I think had so many great ideas during the shoot. Really knew how to place us and make the rooms look amazing. And so you know, we really enjoyed working with him. And he does fantastic work. So definitely make sure you go find him And if you're interested in videos, definitely reach out to him.
He has really grown his career over the last year or two, and when we filmed with him, it was very obvious that he has gotten it down to a science for his routine. And the music game and the music world and everything that we're doing, I'm sure no one will argue that there's not people who are the best with being good communicators and with being professional, and he was both of them. Him and I started talking on social media about the prospect of shooting a video probably last like April or May or something. And at the time, I sent him what was just the earliest demo for this song. We hadn't actually recorded it. It was on my electronic drum kit here. None of the band members were on it. It was just like my rough idea of the song, which I knew would eventually be the song he would want to film. So from the minute I sent that to him, he said, hey, here's 3 ideas I have immediately. And so it was really nice. You know, we've shot other videos with other people and this and that and the other thing. But
you've all done great jobs too. I think
love all of our music videos.
The community, there's a lot of really, the bottom line, there's a lot of really talented people in Atlanta. We're lucky enough that we found Jamar, and he's I mean, hopefully we get to work with him again.
I hope so. He's the kind of guy that went on tour like 2 days after we shot the video, and while it was like a 15 or 20 date tour or something this guy went on, and even through all of that, he would text me every day, hey, I sent you a new draft, what do you think? And just to make sure, he wanted to make sure that we got exactly what we wanted while he was on tour. So if you're a band or you're a solo artist or musician or whatever, and you're looking for someone to shoot a video, this guy is top notch as far as being a communicator. He's professional to a T, and I mean, he works his butt off. So I mean, working with him was insane. We shot it at I want to say it was a middle school.
It was a middle school. It was abandoned. It's like an abandoned haunted middle school.
But that was
like
his idea.
Empty. I mean, it was something else. But I mean, he was able to visualize how we could make the space work.
He found the space for us too,
and it was just kind of, you know, we had us moving and getting it done. So yeah, really appreciative. And then of course, you know, there's a lot of work that gets done in post production that can't be understated. And it's so it's a work of art. So thank you very much, Jamar, for your help.
I don't think enough credit goes out in general to the people that are behind music videos that aren't the people playing instruments, because there's for a 2 minute and 50-second song, there's hours and hours and hours of work that he put in while we were doing whatever on our own. So Jamar McCrae, Mr. Schmizzou, you're the freaking man. Thank you for helping our dreams come true. That rhymed, and it was nice.
Awesome. Well, let's watch this video.
Let's do it, man.
Do it.
Why, yes, Chris, we are ready to view our brand new music video for the whole world to see.
Sorry.
I made it out alive. It comes with no surprise. I made it out alive. These dreams will never die. Reap what you sow, it's time. such a choice without a voice. Alive. These words could never tell. I made it out alive. So we'll see you in hell. And will it become the tale that spins fun before these walls close in on me? When did you become your father's bastard son? Knew all but never see. I made it out alive. It comes with no surprise. I made it out alive. These dreams will never die.
Dude, all right. I did that on purpose. I didn't watch the whole thing
What?
until just now because
Okay.
I wanted my reaction. That was insane.
It needs to be organic. I understand. I got you.
That was I'm speechless. That was unbelievable. So that's got to be your. That's the song.
Shoot.
That's the song.
Thank you very much. That means a lot. It
I mean,
means
you've had some really good stuff, but
yeah.
that's your hit.
Thank you. Oh my God. And we've talked to you about Put the Fire Out, and that was the hit at the time. So, oh my God. What I will say, and I don't want to move on until I say this, we recorded this song on our own, and this guy is the one that mixed it and did everything in Pro Tools and all of that. Hey, we need to turn the volume up on the snare here and all of that. This guy right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, Carlos Santiago.
Dude, that was sick. The bass, man, the bass line's awesome.
That well, I mean,
And the tone of it too, everything.
We worked hard on the tone. You spent hours with your pedals to get.
I think
What we want.
that's this song is. I mean, it'll be a special song because it. So Chip, of course, mentioned it was written last year. And then the recording for it occurred in December. And
I did the drums in it was about December.
So this was the first one I actually touched of the new songs. Like we have a bunch of them that are pretty, are in the pipeline, but this was the first one that I actually touched. And so, I had diving back into doing some rock music, and it was a lot of fun. But to be God honest, I mean, we went through several iterations of the song.
I recorded the guitars for that song 3 different times.
Yeah, we went through I mean, honestly, I started work, editing on the song in January, and we finished it a few weeks ago. So it was, it has a special meaning, and it's also, the first song we're gonna put out a video for this next batch, and but it really kind of, I think, sets the tone for the next batch of songs you're gonna hear from us.
It's almost in a way. I know that there's like 8 or 9 because we did Nice Knowing You a couple weeks ago or like 2 months ago, or whatever. Now Made It Out Alive will be next week, the 28th. But if I had to narrow down like a thesis statement for kind of what the next album's all about, I think it would probably be these 2 songs. So the fact that we put them out as their own standalone singles and a video for one of them, I think it sets the stage really, really nicely for what we plan on doing here, either at the end of this year or realistically probably closer to like Valentine's Day or something for the whole record. But these 2 songs, specifically this one, sums up a lot of what we have to say for this next batch of songs and for this next record that we're working on.
just and like what Chip mentioned earlier, we did. So it's not just. So we did record the drums with.
I recorded the drums with Greg Washington
from Greg.
He's the drummer from the Relics, and he has his own studio downtown.
Right.
We recorded the drums there, and then we did guitars and vocals. Chip did them at his place, and then
right here in this room,
bass and production. I did bass and editing, mixing. I did at my place, and then we have another person that we work with up in New York who did our mastering for the album. So it's a I think Chip and I, we spent a lot of time with this thing, but there are some other individuals who helped us engineer, and then especially finish this thing off with the mastering, which is can't be understated.
Yeah, we just shouted out Greg Washington and then Not a Mastering in New York.
Yeah,
but there's one more person. I didn't end up using all of the guitars. That doesn't matter. But Evan from a band called Crimson Overtone helped me start finding kind of the sound that I wanted for this song. And then also, not just Evan, but I don't know, Chris, if you know him, but he's a local guy too. But Rhett Henson.
That's right.
He plays in his own band called House Recipe, and with I want to say it's with Garrett Wheeler.
Didn't you do the Nice Knowing You vocals with him?
I did Nice Knowing You vocals with him, and I ended up doing for this song the choruses for this song.
Right.
Actually, he came over here. He has a whole mobile setup, and he's one of those guys that's just itching to record because he loves everything music programming. And I asked him if he would be down to maybe help engineer a little bit of vocals, and he was like, not just yes, hell yes, tell me when. So Rhett Henson from House Recipe, he does a lot of his own solo stuff that everyone listening to this should check out because he has an amazing voice, and he just had a kid, so congrats to him. And then Greg Washington, Evan from Crimson Overtone, and then Nada New York, and Mr. Carlos Santiago.
That's awesome. So were all the amps, were they mic'd, or did you digital amps or mic'd amps?
So the funny thing with the amps for this song is that I used, remember I said there were 3 different iterations of guitar tracks for the song. What we ended up using that I thought ended up sounding the best was about this big battery-powered orange practice amp. And
nice.
I mic'd it up, dialed the tone in, and I feel like on the song it sounds like it's a fucking double stack, whatever.
I mean,
it has the orange tone, but it sounds a lot bigger than the actual size of what I used.
Yeah, it's interesting. I had a feeling he was going to do that.
It's seriously
when he was like, I'm going to redo it, and I was like, the only thing you really haven't played with is that thing.
It's like smaller than this towel.
No, I hear you. I did a video. Okay, see that little tiny Marshall on top of the Marshall?
The Marshall on top of the Marshall?
Yeah, I know the mini Marshall.
Yeah, little tiny little battery thing. I did a video on that thing, and I mic'd it, and I did the whole like a rhythm guitar, a lead guitar, drums.
Whatever.
And I just mic'd that.
That's all you got to do. I put that little practice amp right here, put my little crappy $80 mic in front of it, and just dialed it the hell in, and we got it done.
It was funny. Then I got some random person, they like commented like you put a mic in front of the little amp, I'm done with this video or something like that. And like everybody was just like on them. We're like, dude, it wasn't about that. It was like, it's the tone of the amp. It's what you can get out of it. You know what I mean?
If the tone's good, then whatever.
If it sounds good, it is good. I
write that down. That's brilliant.
No, I mean, I heard that from somebody else. I didn't make that up. I've heard there's a lot of different ways. I mean, again, like you find your tone, which you want, and then you go with that. If you're trying to sound like something, and it doesn't, even if it's out of a $5,000 setup, and it still doesn't sound the way you want it, why would you just record it because it's on a $5,000 piece of equipment?
Right.
So record whatever you feel sounds right with the song. So that you got that for this one. Yeah, I mean, and then bass wise, it was more of a pedal board to my Fender apparatus, and then
Did you use the
XLR out.
the tough muff on this one, or
no, I
maybe on the bridge?
I had it dialed down quite a bit.
Okay.
I had my volume dialed down.
We there's a song by Green Day called "Castaway," and it's very much a B-side, like deep album cut. They're not going to play it if you saw them next week at Riot Fest or whatever. But there's a part of that song that in my opinion, for our type of music, has the absolute perfect bass tone. And so we listened to that a couple times. It's a very different song than Made It Out Alive, but just kind of like a frame of reference. You got to match yourself to something.
Right.
And it was sort of the tone that we were going for, and I think we found it. And I think what we found is a little bit more on the treble-y side, which for specifically the bridge, little breakdown, there's a part in the song where it's just drums and bass. I think it fits that part perfectly. And I think it took man. It took weeks of sending mixes back and forth going, does this sound right? Is this close? And everything like that. But by the time we finally put the work in and got to it, I think what we arrived to was perfect for the song.
Nice. How many songs are going to be on the album?
I'm not going to commit to a number, but I'm going to say as of right now, I have 9. There's another song that I'm tinkering with. So realistically, we're probably going to cap it around 10. But there's a lot of stuff on there that people haven't heard, and
it's going to be a true album, not an EP. So that's awesome.
It's going to be a true album because we did Letters, which I call an album. It was 6 songs, so I guess technically an EP was the first one. Firestarter, 10 songs, so that album right there. Firestarter, 10 songs, so that's an actual LP. And then Shitty Music for Bad People EP. But I mean, the 3 releases, in my own verbiage, I call them albums, but this will be technically our second full-length album.
Right. You can call them whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Sure. They're records, dude. Just call them records.
So anything
I'm just kidding.
They're right there. This is how humble I am. I have my own albums hung on my wall.
The discs.
Yeah, one day you'll have
Discs.
you'll have some silver.
Yeah, we've released 3 discs so far, and we're about to work on the 4th one.
So is there anything you want to plug? Other than your brand new single that's coming out?
The brand new single, and then just keep your freaking eyes peeled for 3 because we're gonna come out firing, and the world's gonna know who Grounds Crew is.
I'd say, obviously this is going to air after a couple shows, so we hope they were good.
We hope
Everybody who's watching.
Is this right now? Today's September 20, whatever, the 20th.
It's 20-something.
20-something. The song comes out on the 28th with the video, and then after this airs, this probably it doesn't matter. But tomorrow night on the 21st, we're playing at Smith Soul Bar, and then this coming weekend we're playing. It's called Fuel the Fire Fest. It's Furnace 41. It's in Jonesboro. I'm pretty sure it's called Fuel the Fire Fest. But
it's like a big,
it's a huge
lineup with
there's like 20 bands or something.
It'll be fun. It's we played there.
We got buddies. Good Deeds Gone's gonna play. I'm pretty sure Babbler's playing. And then I think Dirty Holly's there too. So yeah, all of this, none of this really matters because this is going to come out after that, but we got 2 big shows coming out in the next couple of days. So if I had to plug anything, thank you for coming to our shows.
Cool. You want to talk social media before we get off or anything?
Yeah, so you can follow us on Instagram. It's at Grounds Crew Band. And then on Facebook, we're Grounds Crew, but I think it's TGC Band. Is it at?
I think it's at the TGC Band or something like that. But either way, just put in Grounds Crew.
If you type in Grounds Crew and it's a baseball podcast, it's not us.
Yeah, see it. There's like a heart logo thing. So let's see. We've got
Actually, also, by the time this comes out, we just made a TikTok.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
nothing. There's nothing on it.
Yeah.
But when this interview is aired, we have a couple promos for the music video that we're about to watch that are going to be on there, and then we're going to start putting up like concert footage and
Behind the scenes stuff.
Behind the scenes,
working on stuff.
all sorts of everything.
Chatting.
Video-
Clips from interviews.
Videos of Brandon's dog, stuff like that. You know,
Yes.
just whatever.
Videos of Brandon chugging a beer.
Just all that kind of the stuff that people want to see.
And you're going to put this video on your YouTube?
Yes, we are. It's going to be on YouTube. We're the Grounds Crew Band on YouTube, and same deal. If it's a baseball podcast, not us.
Yeah, and if you want to watch the video for a second time straight from the source, go to their YouTube and watch the video, and I'll link it down in the description.
We're going to have it on YouTube. We're going to put it on our Facebook, and we're also going to have it for Instagram TV or whatever the is that what it's called? IGTV?
Yeah, primarily I think we'll like the actual debut release of the video will be on YouTube. It'll be at midnight on the 28th.
Right.
So, when the clock strikes midnight, you'll get a little Grounds Crew.
When the clock strikes midnight, it's
And
on.
you'll also get the single on iTunes, Spotify,
Yeah.
and wherever you get music. So no, we're excited about that.
Yeah, share their video. Share their video all you can. Share, like, subscribe, do all that stuff.
Tell
to
your
their,
mom,
to
tell
their
your
channel.
sisters, tell everyone.
Yeah, my channel. If you want to watch more interviews like this, subscribe.
Please watch Chris's channel.
Watch it. What are you doing? It's been 10 seconds and
You have to
Come on.
subscribe. You subscribe and you like the video.
If you don't
And
press
this
subscribe-
allows him to do this more often.
if you don't press subscribe, we're not friends anymore.
Can't we?
So
Talk.
That's awesome. Cool. All right, man. I really appreciate you being on here with me and stuff, and I'm glad you shouted out and got on here and did this. So
thank
No,
you for
and
having
thank you
us.
for having us, man. It's always good talking to you.
Yeah, it was great. That last video we did with you was awesome, and
We will share and spread it.
it would be cool maybe in a couple months here, maybe like probably closer to like February when the whole album's done, maybe do something again.
Cool.
If you're down.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you stuck around this long on this video, I appreciate you watching.
Subscribe.
If you don't subscribe right now,
He has this.
we're not friends anymore.
Don't forget,
I'm not kidding.
like, subscribe.
Like, subscribe, and we have 2 people on our thing. Where did you guys record your songs? We recorded our songs ourselves, and then
I answered Kaylon's question.
was that Kalen?
Yes.
And then our drummer says stoked for the show tomorrow. So I'm stoked that he's stoked because he kicks ass.
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching, and go straight home.